Hey, how's it going everyone? This is Lesky here, back with another FIFA 22 Pro Clubs player build. In my most recent video, we went over the cam position, and I posted a poll a few days ago asking what position I should make a build on next, and that cam position ended up winning, so that's why I ended up posting that video. But center mid, I believe, was in second place, so that's why I'm now coming out with the center mid build, just for all you guys that wanted us to see a center mid build. I'm going to have that covered for now. And of course, this won't be a full skill point build. I'm only level 18 right now, working on trying to get to level 19 so I can get my third perk slot. But it is about 50,000 plus XP to get from level 18 to 19. So it will be a little bit until I finally get that max level. But I'm going to keep working on it and grinding and getting that XP for you guys. And I would greatly appreciate it if y'all could smash that like button on this video right now for me and hit that subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed to my channel. So now let's get started and take a look at the center mid build. We are going to start with the height and weight on this center mid build, and I went for 6'2", 174 pounds. The reason I went for 6'2" is because I wanted some height, I wanted some physical presence in the midfield, especially if you have a lot of players on your team that are really tiny. You want to have especially a big dude in the midfield that can win all those 50-50 balls off goal kicks, punts, balls that are just clearances out of the box, like off of corners and all that stuff that just pops up and you're in a 50-50 header with another player. Usually, almost all the time actually, you will come out on top and win that header, and hopefully you'll bring that down to your teammate, have that header go to your teammate, and you can win possession for your team on those 50-50s. So it's very clutch to have a big dude on your team, especially in the midfield. So that's why I went for 6'2", just to get some height and some physical presence. And then we went for 174 pounds. The thing about the weight this year as a center mid, it really doesn't matter. Like when it comes to pace, I believe, we'll check. So yeah, you can be 99 pounds. It's kind of similar to a cam. The cam pace actually changes when you go from 99 to 253. You actually have more pace at 253. But this year, it actually for a center mid, it stays the exact same, which I kind of like when it comes to weight. You'll have the exact same pace no matter what weight you are. The only thing I think it will change though is like at 99 pounds, you'll have more acceleration than sprint speed, I believe. And then at 253, like you'll have more sprint speed than acceleration. Like we can check really quick. Yeah, 83.90 at 253, and then it's going to kind of be like the opposite, probably something like that, 88.85. So yeah, you have more acceleration than sprint speed, but I guess it comes out to being the overall pretty much the same exact pace, 86, because the bar doesn't change if you look at it. So I went for kind of a average body weight this time, and I went for 174 pounds. Most of my builds have been either 99, 119 pounds, or 253 pounds so far. So this is a little bit of a switch up actually, and I went for kind of like an average weight in between it, since it really doesn't change the pace. So you kind of just have to focus on the rest of the attributes when you're changing the weight. And then as you go up in weight, you're going to get better shooting, but it looks like you actually lose dribbling. So I thought 174 was a good balance when it comes to agility and balance and just dribbling attributes on this build. And then you get a decent amount of physical. You get that plus 70 physical, and you get 71 defending. So it looks pretty good when you're looking at the attributes on the left. All the categories are 70 or higher, which is kind of what you want for a center mid. You want to be pretty well rounded, especially for a box-to-box center mid build like this one. So those are the reasons why I went for 6'2", 174. And it's also, if y'all remember, back in FIFA 21, I came out with a Yaya Toure box-to-box build, and I believe all the categories were 80 or higher. It was like a Hullet gang build. And it was 6'2", 174 pounds exactly, I think. So it's actually pretty similar to this. I know a lot of you guys actually liked using that build. It was a very solid box-to-box build. So this was actually pretty similar to it. Even though we don't have as much skill points and we can't get it exactly how we want it, we're working on it. Just remember, this isn't a full skill point build. So now on to the perks. And we only have 2 perks, like I said. Once I get to level 19, from level 18 to level 19, I'll finally have that third perk slot for you guys. So what I've been using for the first 2 perk slots for this center mid build, there's actually a few options you can go for, but since I have this precision pass perk unlocked, same kind of with my cam build, I had this on my cam build, I've been trying it out and I like it with the RBAs and the double tap A's. It's very good for like just hard driven A passes, those RBAs, or R1As if you're on PlayStation. And then those double tap A's or double tap X's, if you're on PlayStation, are very solid with this precision pass. And then also just your basic like X lofted passes and your A passes are improved a lot with this perk. But I think it's like level 17 or 16 to get this perk. So a lot of y'all might not have this. So an alternative would be to go for one of these two. They're always a good option, or probably just go over the distance shooter, because you are going to be a midfielder and you will find yourself outside of the box a lot. So you could just be able to take some long shots and you'll have the 5-star weak foot. So it won't matter what your weak foot is when you're taking long shots. And it can be pretty useful as a center mid because you'll be outside the box quite a bit. The other perk I picked is physical strength. I'll have this on a ton of my builds, especially as a center mid build where you're trying to get into people, body them, and you are pretty big too, so we want to bump that strength up and make us feel even more physical. Next perk that I would suggest instead of precision pass, if you don't have that or don't want to use it, along with these three right here, I would also try ball winner. It is pretty annoying because every time you get like 5 or 10 yards from the ball, it pops up, makes that perk noise, so it gets pretty obnoxious. I hope they fix that on this perk. But it boosts your tackling ability when close to the dribbler. So having this could actually improve your defending even more and make you even more of a deadlier box-to-box and even more of a defensive presence on the field. So that's a very good option as well. And that'll be it for the perks. Let's move on to the skill tree for this build. Starting with the physical page on this skill tree, we only have this first strength, which gives you +2 strength for 1 skill point. It's not too bad. It's only 1 skill point. It gives you +2. So it's worth it, and especially as a center mid, you want to bump that strength up quite a bit. And of course, these physical stats aren't that great other than the reactions. And actually, the stamina is very good. The base stamina stats for a center mid are, I think, the best out of any position you could possibly pick. It's actually really good, 82 stamina, and I haven't even increased it yet at all. And then we have 70 jumping, 64 strength. But remember, the physical strength perk will increase our jumping and our strength and just our physical attributes in general. And then I think it also increases your ball control while shielding too. So that's kind of nice. But just remember, when we have that physical strength perk, these physical attributes will be a lot better than they actually look. Like that 64 strength will probably turn into like 70 something, 80 strength, I think. I wish they would tell us how much it actually increased it. And then same for jumping. And you'll actually notice a bit, like if you would try this build out without the physical strength perk compared to with it, I bet you'll notice a big difference in the physical attribute increase of that physical strength perk. So that's it on the physical page. Going to defending, like I said, we didn't have anything on defending. Maybe we possibly could once we get some more skill points. I'm not too sure, but I probably wouldn't just because this is a box-to-box build. It's not really a focused, defensive-minded center mid build. It's more just a box-to-box. So we kind of want to stay pretty well-rounded. And the defending stats aren't that bad. You have 75 stand tackling, pretty decent. 64 slide tackling, not the greatest. 69 defensive awareness, won't matter too much unless you're playing any, I believe. And then 75 interceptions are not too bad as well. You wish you could upgrade that slide tackling and get that stand tackling up a bit. I would like to see that interceptions at 80 marks, stand tackling at 80, and slide tackling at 80. That would be pretty cool, but that's going to be a lot of skill points, I think. So we'll have to wait and see once we have enough skill points to see if we could actually put that on. But an alternative, if you really want to have better defensive stats, is put on that ball winner perk, like I said, to increase your defensive attributes because they aren't the greatest to start with. But now let's move on to dribbling. And same as almost all my builds, I have the 5-star, 5-star, guys. If y'all don't want the 5-star, 5-star, don't do it. Don't try and copy me. Take off one of the skills and just go for 4 stars and just do this. Have like 82 ball control, 82 dribbling. You could eventually increase these. I would suggest increasing just the dribbling. Maybe doing something like this to increase the dribbling and then also get the balance and ball control up. That would be pretty nice, and you won't have to go for the 5-star skills. And if y'all don't even want 4-star skills, you could take that off as well. I would suggest having 4-star skills as a midfielder, though. That would be pretty nice, especially if you know the skills and like doing skills. But if you don't do any skills at all, honestly, just go 3-star and then just try and increase the ball control and dribbling kind of like this as much as you can. That could be a pretty good alternative. I love using the skills on pretty much any build I possibly can, so that's definitely a preference. Feel free to just take off the skills if you'd like and use those skill points elsewhere. So that's it for this dribbling page. Now let's head over to the passing. And right now I only have one thing on passing. I would love to increase it even more, but remember we also have the precision pass perk on, or at least I do. Some of y'all might not have that on or want that on, but that'll increase your A passing, your long passing, your short passing with A balls and X balls. So that'll help a lot and increase your passing attributes. Even though the base passing attributes as a center mid are pretty freaking good. 82 vision, 80 crossing, 84 long pass, 81 short pass, and 80 curve. So everything is 80 or higher, and then we got this short passing to kind of get a little bit more even with long passing, and that'll bump us up to 83 short pass and 84 long pass. And then on to shooting, we have a decent amount on shooting just because I didn't know really where to put these skill points, and you get a bunch of attribute increase for not that many skill points, so it's pretty good. And then the shooting stats aren't the best to start out with on a center mid. So if we take these off, you'll see we have 71 finishing to start with, 71 shot power, 83 long shots, and 80 volleys. So the best attribute is the long shots, which is what you'd expect as a center mid. You're going to find yourself outside in the box a lot, and that was kind of the same with FIFA 21. So what I did, for only 3 skill points, you can increase the long shots and shot power and get +2 shot power and +5 long shots, and that bumps it up to 73 shot power and 88 long shots, and that kind of makes up a little bit for not having the long shot perk on this build. We instead just have 88 long shots. And then we got the finishing on volleys, which is only for 3 skill points as well, and it increases your finishing by 5 and your volleys by 3 for only 3 skill points. So that's really good, and that gets us up to 76 finishing and 83 volleys. And you can see that the shooting attributes actually got quite a bit of an increase for only 6 skill points. So I think that's a pretty good investment in your skill points, and we actually have really decent shooting stats for a center mid to complete out this box-to-box build. And now on to pace. So of course we had to max out the pace on this build just to try and get it to a respectable number. You get the cheetah, get these corner ones right here, and that'll get you to 86 acceleration and 87 sprint speed. Yeah, it would be nice to be a little bit faster, but the only way to go be faster on this build is make it a little bit shorter, and then you lose that physical presence. Like instead of 6'2", I could go down to 6 foot, and I think I would get 1 pace increase. Like it would be 87 acceleration and 88 sprint speed. Like I don't know if it'll make that much of a difference. And then going from 6'2" to 6 foot, you lose that aerial ability a little bit. And then if you go any lower, like 5'10", you're definitely going to lose it. Any lower than that, you're for sure probably not going to win any balls in the air. So being 6'2", I think, is probably the best balance when it comes to pace and that physical presence in the midfield. And that's going to complete this box-to-box center mid build for you guys. If y'all do try it out, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear that. And also for some of y'all that have tried my right mid, the 6'4", 119-pound right mid box-to-box build that I made, if y'all have tried this and y'all are going to try this center mid box-to-box build, I would love to hear in the comments like which one y'all prefer. For some reason, I think I still prefer that right mid. I'm telling you guys, a right mid as a center mid box-to-box, like playing in the center mid position, is so good. I don't know what it is, but I really like that right mid build as a center mid. This one is very good as well. They both have some pros and cons, but I think I'm leaning towards that right mid build. This one is very, very solid too and completely usable. But let me know if some of y'all have tried both of those. I would like to hear y'all's opinions on that too. And that's going to wrap up this video. Please hit that like button on this video for me. It'll help me out in the YouTube algorithm, get this video out to more people. I would appreciate that. And hit that subscribe button on my channel if you aren't already subscribed. Thank you guys for watching. Y'all have a great rest of y'all's day, and peace out.